And I think we're live. uh, what is going on, everybody? Sorry for the technical difficulties. Hopefully, you can hear me. I have a very special show for you this evening. So, if you can shoot a comment and let me know that everything's working okay, I'll get everything started. Okay, good. We are live. Anyway, a little bit of a rough go. Had some technical difficulties today, but my buddy Kevin Connor from the band Ara has set me up with an amazing guest. I actually met my guest several years ago when I used to book at the Hollywood Casino in Joliet, Illinois. And her and I chatted. She's one of the just great people, great personalities of the scene. And I'm going to get right to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let me welcome my guest, Polly Pantz, Miss Jennifer Remis. Where'd she go? I'm having problems here. Oh, there she is.
I think
there you are.
Hey, Justin.
We did it.
Yay!
I have not run my show from a tablet yet, so I'm having a little bit of a struggle today. But thank you for coming on the show. This is exciting. I'm excited to hang out with you a little bit. It's been like probably many years for you and I since we've like seen each other in person for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So Hairbanger's Ball. If you are an 80s fan, if you love hair metal, my mom is watching right now. She is a huge Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, you name hair metal bands, she knows every song, she knows every hit. And I always try to get her to see when she's visited me out here the few times, but you guys are always playing all over the place. You guys are from coast to coast sometimes. So talk a little bit about that. I mean, how up until obviously, I don't want to talk too much about COVID because that's a freaking downer. And but you guys have you play primarily in the Midwest, correct?
Yes, that is correct. I mean, our turf is Illinois, Indiana. I mean, we go to Louisville. We're also in Iowa and Wisconsin right now. I mean, that's pretty much our circuit.
Yeah, I mean, but you guys have been known to play, a little bit further and wide for special events, special things. Like, have you been?
Yeah.
You've been to the East Coast, right? You played in like New York and.
No.
No, New York?
No,
wow.
We actually have
not. I've got some friends in New York. We got to hook this up.
Yeah.
We got to get you out there to the big city.
Please. I would say we more have played South. So just within the last 2 years, we did a show in Florida, which was very cool. But I mean, back at the beginning, early 2000s with Hairbangers, we did a lot in the South, Mississippi, Georgia, Arizona, Las Vegas. We had a residency in Las Vegas for about half a year. Yeah. So
what hotel or what stage?
It was called the Suncoast Casino. It was not on the Strip, so it was in. I think it's. Oh my gosh, what's that suburb like right outside of the Strip? Henderson? I don't know.
Hendersonville.
Yes. So with the casino called Suncoast Casino there, and we would fly out there once a month and do a show there for I believe about half a year. Yeah.
That's pretty wild. I mean, not a lot of bands from here get to do that, but I'd say that like Chicagoland is just this mecca of tribute bands that are just awesome, really, because they just get to do it all the time. I mean, how many shows does Hairbangers play in a year?
Oh my gosh, I minimum probably like 130. It could go all the way up to 150 a year. So, and it's
that's amazing.
We're so fortunate. I mean, it's been consistent since the band started in 2001. And an interesting story, when I was talking about the band playing like Southwest, we actually got so busy early 2000s that we actually put together a second band called Hairbanger's Ball 2. And
Wow.
we bought an RV and we would send them on the road to go do everything outside of the Midwest. Yeah, and that lasted probably a good year, maybe a little bit more, but yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
That's pretty wild. I didn't know that. That's what year did that happen?
Oh my gosh, probably. My gosh, you're gonna really make me hurt my head right now. I would say 2003-ish, possibly 2004, maybe 2002. I don't know. I mean, Hairbanger's Ball took off so fast. You know, nobody expected it, and yeah, bam, we actually had to blueprint ourselves and have a second band. We had so much work. Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously a great problem to have.
Yeah.
So you started Hairbanger's Ball. You started it. Yeah, obviously you're one of the minds behind the madness back in 2001.
Yes.
What'd you say?
I said it's all my fault, everybody. It's all my fault.
Yeah.
Yes, I started the band. I mean, I think I concepted it probably in 2000, and we did our first show in May of 2001, and it really took off from there.
Well, you know, before we get too deep, this is the Band Buzz, and the idea is to get a little buzz in the show. And I realize I haven't really drank with many of my guests, so I'm going to start with you, because obviously you have a reputation. The band has a good reputation of drinking. And my mom is commenting. She says you need to get to Pennsylvania, and she's going to watch you drink during the show.
Yeah.
I do have a volleyball game later, so I'm going to be nice and liquored up. So this is a shout out to my volleyball team. I'm going to show up a little half of the bag. So this is the first show I'm doing in front of my little bar here. So I've got lots of liquor, as you can see. And I think I'm gonna do Maker's Mark. I think I'm gonna go with the old red top here.
Great choice. Great choice.
Yes. So are we gonna do a shot first, or is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, Justin, this is your show. I'm along for the ride. I did think it was very cool when we were talking before we went live. And I asked you, I said, I brought my shot glass, and you said it's not called, it's called Band Buzz for a reason. So yes. All right.
That is the idea. Cheers to Hairbanger's Ball and music living on, for sure. Woo!
Yeah.
I feel good. All right. So that, you know, that's one of the things that your band really embraces, that sort of 80s rock and roll on the road kind of lifestyle. You know, you guys are always out there, and you know, the other people in your band are personalities just like you, and they're posting pictures and having shots of Jaeger, and you know, and that's got to be hard on your liver after almost 20 years. You seem to be quiet about that one.
Yes. Yes. Do we have fun? Do we indulge here and there? Absolutely. But, you know, I'm going to say how old I am. I'm 45 and a half years old. So,
oh my goodness.
I definitely,
you are doing so good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a lot of work. But you know, I definitely, try to hang with the younger guys the best that I can. But yes, Hairbanger's Ball is definitely about a party. You know, I mean, that's our job. When we put on a show, you know, we're trying to throw the biggest party in that town, you know, at that time. And you know, it's pretty awesome that we get to we get to earn a living throwing a party.
So, yeah, in honor of Father's Day, my stepdad has been my father for most of my life, and he's always got these drinking euphemisms and stuff, and he would say, like, you're a professional drinker by now, you know, like you've learned a thing or two, so you're probably good, like, you know where the buzz goes, and then you know where to like level it off, and then this, you know, a way to like hang it through till the end of the night. So I mean, that's you know, I've seen so many performers throughout my career. And, you know, some performers, it's like they've done it so many times, like, and they do it so well. and even they've done it a lot of times when they've been drinking, it's almost like that's where they need to be. There's like this line of like getting buzzed enough, but then being like too fucked up to really do any, you know what I mean? Like, and that's always a weird line to walk. And I've played with some musicians who don't, like, they just can't drink and then play. And then there's, you know, people like me, I remember the lyrics better when, after I've had like a few, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's different for each of us, but you know, I'm going to be a very crabby bear if I'm going on stage without my cocktail. So I will say that.
What is the cocktail of choice?
Right now it's you know, had to put the Jaeger aside for a while.
Ooh,
as much as I love Jägermeister, usually like a vodka soda. Maybe, you know, with an energy drink on the side, something like that. But, you know, of course, lots of water.
Oh, you're getting classy these days.
Yeah.
You're getting classy.
Yeah. Real classy, right? I mean, I live in Chicago, and let me tell you how classy I am. We had a night off. Oh my gosh. It may have been a year ago at this point. I have no idea. And I met some friends in Logan Square, and I tried to order a Jaeger bomb. I mean, I did order a Jaeger bomb in the bars. Like, it's 2020. Like, we don't have Jaeger, Rumplemans, Fireball. Like, get them out and an energy drink. Like, who are you? So, yeah.
What's that when you mix Rumplemans and Jägermeister together? That's kind of like a screaming cocaine or something like that, isn't it? Is that what it's called?
I think that is called the liquid cocaine, and I do think that there is a splash of what is it called? Bacardi 121 or something. 151. I don't know. Somebody help me.
Yeah, 151. Yeah, someone put it in the comments. Put it in the comments.
Someone put it. I see Brian Harper's watching. He'll put it in the comments. He probably has the recipe. Right on his
Jägermeister for me was one of those drinks that like I could not smell after I got so wasted one night. And I was probably only 20 years old the first time I got wasted back in the year 2000. So I'm aging myself. I'll be 40 in August. But it was one of those drinks that like I got so drunk and sick I couldn't even smell it for like 10 years. And then like 5 years ago, I was playing a show out in like Poopies in Savannah, which is like have you ever played out there? The biker bar out there?
Oh my God.
I love Poopies.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So literally like it came out and they were just like, hey, Jägermeister shots. And I was like, oh no, I don't know what's going to happen here. And I was like, I took a shot and I was like, not that bad. Like I didn't have like the gag reflex that I had for like the previous 15 years. But Jägermeister was a kryptonite for me for a while, but now I can do it no problem, especially with like Red Bull, a Jaeger bomb. That's easy.
Yeah, that's easy stuff. I mean, we all have that. Mine is Southern Comfort. Like I'm gagging just saying the words. I never got over it. That was my like teenage.
That's just like sugar and shitty whiskey. Yeah. I mean, that's terrible.
That's what I got drunk on, I think, for my first time, and you know, obviously ended up throwing up. So we're not going to talk about that anymore. But Justin, I'm so happy you're back on the Jägermeister.
Yeah. I'll do a shot of Jaeger next time I see you in person for sure. I'll buy the round. So so when you guys are out on the road, do you guys play like a lot in consecutive days over weekends? I mean, summertime has normally been, you know, every band around Chicagoland, summertime is a time, you know, I've played up to 4 or 5 times a week sometimes in July. And it doesn't really look like that now for most folks. So, you know, but when you guys did do that, was it really like living out of a van or something for 3 or 4 days? I mean, because you spanned a pretty good distance, even from Wisconsin to southern Indiana.
Sure. No, we've never lived out of a van. That's purely because I've never wanted to live out of a van. So I make sure all the guys are taken care of. But yeah, I mean, summertime for us is when, you know, we're used to making our money, and you know, it wouldn't. in a normal non-COVID time, you know, we'd be playing Thursday, Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday, and that, you know, we would do that for whatever, you know, June, July, August. But no, we've never lived out of a van. I mean, we may stay at the Motel 6, but I think that's still better than a van. Maybe I don't know.
Well, I've seen the inside of your van.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to live out
that. Yeah. You've seen the inside of the Hairbangers van?
Yes.
When?
When you were loading in Hollywood Casino and loading out.
Okay. Yeah, it's not the most glamorous place or vehicle on earth.
my mom says you need to get a camper. That makes it easier.
Yeah, you know, we traveled in an RV with a trailer for many years, but I got to tell you, you know, I mean, we're not playing arenas. We're not, you know, we're playing some small venues, and you can't pull an RV in a trailer down a lot of alleys, and we were loading in through front doors, making our lives completely miserable. I mean, it was tough.
Yeah.
Like, I remember shopping for that and for an RV, and I had like my price point on it, and these things are expensive. And I saw one that was in Georgia, and I called the guy and just totally lowballed him, and he said, "Come and get it." I was like, okay. And then 3 years later, same thing. I listed it, and whoever called me with whatever offer they had, I said the same thing. Come and get it. We're done with this. Yeah.
Yeah. Campers and like stuff like that, trailers. I have a trailer too for sale. It's like when you're done with it, just any price will do to get rid of it, you know? And then when you're buying it, you're just like, people are like, come get this shit. And you're like, really? What a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I used to pull around a 9-passenger excursion with a trailer too. Like, and that was just, like you said, when you're playing in cities and stuff and downtowns, like you can't fucking park it anywhere. You know, loading in is horrible. I get it, man.
Yeah.
And so,
you know, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's, you know, a piece of, you know, what we do that, you know, the general public usually doesn't see. Like, you know, we've got these big vehicles that we're driving around. We're pulling down tight alleys. You know, we're loading our own gear in, and then someone's got to go figure out where a 12-passenger van and a 16-foot trailer is going to, you know, go live in, you know, on some street in Bloomington, Indiana. So, I mean, it's a lot of work behind the scenes that you know, a lot of people don't know about. I'm not saying,
yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying anyone needs to know about it, but I'm saying it's hard work.
You know, it is. And I think you bring up a good point that the general public doesn't realize. I mean, they may see Hairbangers Ball, you know, playing some big places and stuff like that. But, you know, you guys are like your own crew. You know, I mean, I've watched you personally load in all your gear, set up all your shit. Like, you know what I mean? People just don't realize it goes down like that. And they think that you're just this personality that shows up and grabs the mic and gets out there. And then, you know, and after the show's done, they want to hang out, drink and whatever. You do all that drinking, and then you got to load all that shit back up and like get home somehow. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then you get home at like 4 a.m, and then people are like calling you the next afternoon, like, "Hey, what's up?" You're like, "I'm still sleeping."
Yeah, exactly. You know, at least for the way Hairbangers Ball operates, you know, I mean, the show, doing the show, the funnest part is like the smallest part of what we actually do.
Yeah, so many people on this show, you know, we've talked about, it's like the playing part is like the payoff for like all the work.
Yeah.
You know, especially if the band and the business of the band is like you know what I mean? Like you're really involved in the day-to-day stuff of how, you know, again, you know, Richie and Kevin and all these people who've been on, it's like Keith and even myself, it's like I relate to that because like you do all the marketing, you do all the planning, you do the booking, you know, you're involved in all these aspects of what you do. And yet, you know, like the playing part is kind of the smallest part of all of that. And yet that's your time to just forget about all the other stuff. and like, and do what you really love to do, and that's entertain folks.
Yeah, absolutely. It is the payoff, but it is the smallest portion of what we do. I mean, we don't, in any band, you don't just show up to a venue and there's people there. Like, you have to do a lot of work to make sure people are going to be there to watch your show. I mean,
that segues into something we talked about pre-show, which is you have to constantly reinvent Hairbangers Ball,
right.
And sometimes that can be tough because Hairbangers Ball is a specific genre and type of music. So you've found some cool ways to keep it fresh, and I want to talk a little bit about that, which is like, I remember back when you started doing this, that was one of your shows at the casino, and I was like, this is a fantastic idea. Was your band of the month, like, yep. So Hairbangers decides that you're going to tackle. So how do you decide what bands do the fans decide? Do you decide?
We absolutely will always take fan input, but of course, at the end of the day, we have to decide. So when we're running, I'll call it a promotion, our band of the month promotion. It runs fall through spring, and it's great. I mean, it's great for everybody. It gives the fans something new every month, especially when our circuit is, it's not odd for us. We try to play the same rooms every 8 to 10 weeks. So we have to constantly be giving that venue or that market something new and something that they want to see. But as important, it keeps us from getting bored. I mean, it's a ton of work. Like, most tribute bands or bands that are just play to one genre of music, they probably have 40 songs. They've probably been playing the same 40 songs for a decade. And, that's great. Like, God bless them, So with Hairbangers and Band of the Month, we're with each other every Tuesday night rehearsing. We are learning 4 to 6 new songs every month. Like I said, fall through spring, just to run this Band of the Month promotion, and it's been great. Probably one of the best concepts I came up with to just keep the band interesting and keep people interested in it. But I was just gonna say, no, we decide what band we're gonna do.
No, I think I love it because as a musician myself, you challenge yourself to learn new stuff constantly, and sometimes even on these bands, like you're doing like Judas Priest, and you got to like dig deep a little bit and these aren't like the hits necessarily that everybody knows and reveres, but like, it also, what you're doing is challenging your band, and I think bands get more cohesive when they learn new stuff together. You know what I mean? And that's a constant like chemistry builder for bands. And I think that's something important to give other musicians who might be listening and stuff. And just because you have a targeted cover band, don't be afraid to sort of dig in a little bit and come up with a new idea to present new material or like or similar material. So that I've actually thought about like your idea, and I've talked to my folks about it, and actually we've decided to put together some sort of mini shows inside of our shows, in the country music genre, and do like a 90s sort of like little like go throw it back to Garth Brooks and Brooks and Dunn and stuff like that, and it's challenging everyone to sort of dig in, learn new material, and again build chemistry.
Absolutely.
With building chemistry, I think comes like people, right? So like people don't realize that being in a band comes with like managing people. And so people have been in and out, you've had to search for different people, and people have left Hairbangers and come back, like Claire. And I think that's obviously a testament to the environment that you set up for these people to thrive in. But how do you deal with that? How do you deal with people sort of exiting the band and entering? Do you have a sort of a set audition process, or are you always just done referrals? How do you go about that?
Oh gosh. Well, first of all, it's never fun when a performer in Hairbanger's Ball decides they don't want to be a hairbanger anymore.
Sure.
And it, I mean, it happens. You can't be a hairbanger for life. I mean, unless if you're me.
Except for you.
But, oh my gosh! I mean, even I have walked away from it for stretches of time over the last 19 years just because I've had to.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, I mean, I've always I am always keeping my eye out on, you know, what's going on and what talent is out there. And, you know, I don't really do any, I don't do any pre-planning. You know, I just wait for somebody to decide they don't want to be a hairbanger anymore. And then, you know, luckily, all of these breakups go very smoothly. You know, I ask for 90 days, and you know, this is done before somebody gets hired, and they will also agree to give 90 days. So that's a solid 3 months. Usually that's enough time. I mean, sometimes it's not enough time, but you know, I work with each case individually, and you know, I mean, this is definitely I call it more of a lifestyle job that you're taking, just because of the amount of traveling and the amount of time we invest into the band to, you know, hopefully be the best or one of the best 80s like hair metal bands out there. Justin, you're frozen. I lost you, Justin. Wait, am I just on this screen right now? Hey, Harper, am I alone on this screen right now? Wait, wait, am I running this show myself right now? Get out. Okay. Well, let's take it to the chat. Do you guys have any questions for me? Definitely podcast host was not on my list of career choices, but let's get it. Let's get ask me something. Let's keep this going. And cheers, guys. Thanks, Larry. Love you, brother. Okay, Donna, how long have you been with the band? Thank you for giving me something to talk about. I've been with the band 19 years. I started the band in 2001 because I was sick of corporate America, and I wanted to figure out how to get paid to throw parties. So thank you for asking the question. Justin, are you back? I can't hear you though. I can't hear you. No. Can you hear me? Okay, what? Oh my gosh, you're just making me button, and I think every.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
There you are. Yes. Oh my gosh. Justin, I had to run the show by myself for like 40 seconds. It was high stress.
I think my phone is really not. There we go. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. Anyway, I need to drink after that.
Okay, let's do it. All right. Are you doing Maker's Mark again?
Yeah, I'm sticking with whiskey, I think.
Good job.
I'm in a whiskey. I haven't drank whiskey in a while. I've been drinking tequila the last couple months.
Yeah, you were talking about that with Kevin Connor. I think that's his poison too.
I learned so much about tequila. I went to El Paso, Texas one time, and I met some not English speaking folks who taught me all about tequila.
Nice.
And so I am now a connoisseur of sorts. But cheers. Here's
All
some
right,
technical
cheers.
difficulties, not stopping the show.
Well, actually, I think everybody on this feed likes technical difficulties because we have a drinking game that if there's ever a technical difficulty, you
Just
just
drink
drink.
until I come back.
Yes. Yes. Same with shows, same with whatever. So no problem. Cheers, everyone.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
I can. Yes.
Yeah, cool. Back to the headset. It was like tracking.
But now I can't hear you. No. I can't hear you. No.
Technical difficulties.
Okay. I can hear you very low right now, but I can't hear you.
How about now?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
We're winning. All right. Well, this headset thing's not working out. So we'll drink again to technical difficulties.
Okay.
This is a drinking game. I do need a new headset. Any recommendations? Throw them in the comments. I'll buy it tomorrow. No, I'll get one of my laptops back and get it working again. So no, where did we leave off? I forget.
Yeah, I mean that last shot made me forget too, so
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Moving on. So moving on to cool stuff. We were talking about like boring band management crap and people leaving and coming back, I think. And that's always a thing. But no, actually the takeaway I wanted to give some people is like your band is, yes, your band is run like a band, but isn't it really run more like a business? Like you're talking about 90 days and stuff like that. Like you're even asking the people who are in the band to treat it like a job, to treat it like a profession. And I think that's also a good note for people who want to get into, music and play or make a career out of it, is you have to treat it like you would a normal job, which is not what people want to hear about music. You know what I mean? They think that it's just got to be like, oh, it's just fun and being on stage. And, we just talked about how little of a percentage that is. But even if you're just a singer, and you're never just a singer in a band, I mean, you should be marketing yourself. You should be marketing the band that you're in. You should be actively involved as if it's yours too.
Yeah. Yeah, Hairbanger's Ball, it is first and foremost a business that is a band. So it is run that way, it is managed that way. Something interesting during the this COVID thing was a lot of musicians were rightfully so freaking out, like nobody is working. But because Hairbangers is run like a business and each of us are W-2'd employees, we were all able to file for unemployment. So we were very grateful for that. So we didn't have all this high pressure and high stress to have to figure out a way to make money. So, but that goes back to it being set up and run as a business.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's so important. I mean, people just think, sometimes you're just creating this cover band that's going to be, whatever. And it's just, and I always tell people that there's these different levels, like of creating bands and, there's like, you're just a bunch of buddies hanging out, playing your garage, and you might play at like, your local bar once, every couple of months, and you're just, that's cool, and then there's people who are creating like these cover bands because it's going to be a lifestyle. It's going to be a job, you're going to make you're going to pay your bills with it, you know, and a lot of my friends, I come from different music scenes, and I grew up in the East Coast area. And then I was playing and living in like the Austin, Texas area. And I came here, and a lot of my music friends that are involved in different walks of music don't understand how that exists in this little vacuum of Chicagoland. And I'm like, wow, you would be surprised that like a lot of bands make their like a living in a 30-mile radius of Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's people want music and live music like none other place that I've ever lived, besides, inside of the music meccas themselves. But, for here, it stretches so far that, even some bar out here in the West Burbs, I mean, I live out by the Aurora, Naperville area, even little bars, like, I mean, they tell me, it's like, oh, you're friends with the people from Hairbangers? You think they'll play here? I'm like, got enough money, they will. And usually that's when they contact you for like some special, Oktoberfest thing they're going to do, some special, anniversary thing. And they'll bring in, a band like Hairbangers or something to really like set it off. And I just think that's really awesome. And when friends of mine visit from outside the area, they always say like, wow, these bands are so polished. I'm like, you would not realize they play 150 shows sometimes a year. And that's what makes them so good. And like you said, you're hiring people that sort of are invested, they go through and they're invested in living it, what I mean? And being a part of even my band and a lot of the other bands, they're like families, they're really much like family, once people have come in and out, like even in your band, they come out and they come back and they fill in, they sub, and that's another important aspect, is to never burn that bridge,
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I say with confidence, I have, worked with and had the pleasure of playing with some of the best musicians in this area. My audio is a little wacky. Is it coming across that way?
Yeah, it sounds like it's crackling a little bit. Hold on, let me see here.
Justin, this has been
found the problem.
This has been so fun. I love the technical difficulties. Drink 12.
Technical difficulty. Everybody drink. I've never had so many issues in one show.
Hi, good to see you. It's probably just my fault somehow.
Hold on, we're just getting this thing set up here.
Check 1, 2.
Yeah, like. So I'm trying to pair. Here we go. There we go.
Now I can't hear you.
When I do this, you're clear.
I got
but yet
you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Am I back?
You
Perfect.
are back. Does everybody hear Justin, and does everybody hear me?
Yeah, you're not crackling anymore.
Good. Well, thank you for fixing that. Okay.
What a day.
What a day. It's if anyone's wondering, I think it's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday?
Yeah, so Wednesday. It is Wednesday. So you are going somewhere awesome this weekend. I do want to talk about that.
Yes. So, my gosh, obviously when COVID hit, it was like, not cool for everybody in the service and music and wedding industry and bar industry. But we did have one good thing come out of this, and that was, crazy. So it was late May, I got a phone call and it was from the Whiskey A Go-Go in West Hollywood, asking and inviting Hairbangers Ball to come out and do a quarantine live stream concert from the famous Whiskey A Go-Go.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. Obviously we could not say no to that. I mean, Hairbangers Ball exists because of the Sunset Strip and the Whiskey A Go-Go and all the rock stars that played there. So yeah, we said yes. And Friday we're getting on a plane. We're flying out to LA, and Saturday we're doing a show, live stream show. Everybody pay attention. It is ticketed. It's $10 a ticket. Hairbangersball.veeps, VEEPS.com. 9 p.m. Central. If you're in another time zone, figure it out. Ask Google.
Do the math.
Do the math. I had to do it, but I'm not doing it right now. If you go to hairbangersball.com, the news section on our website has a bunch of information. So hopefully we see you all there. You come to the Sunset Strip with us. But yeah, probably one of the most noteworthy things Hairbangers Ball has got to do.
Yeah, that's an amazing historical venue. I mean, just like some of the greats have played there, and it's like now you're going to be, and have you ever been to LA? Have you guys played in LA before?
We have not. I've personally been to LA, but the band has not played in LA. Nope.
That's amazing. So I know you have some younger guys. Have they ever been to LA to play or ever anything before, or is this their first run at it too?
I believe it is their first run at it. I don't. They may have been there, but as far as I know, thank you, Megan. As far as I know, they have not played there. Justin, have you played there? Have you been to the Whiskey A Go-Go?
I have been to the Whiskey A Go-Go, but I have not played there. So it is a very, very cool room to be in. So you can feel the history. So it's very cool. I'm really into places like that all over the place. So it's like, you're definitely in for a treat. Like if you've ever been to like a Velvet Room in Atlanta or something like that, it's just right up there. It's really super cool.
That is awesome. And I do need to correct myself. Our bass player, John Masak, otherwise known as Rod Viper, he actually has played the Whiskey A Go-Go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he has played there before. So
How long are you guys staying in LA? How long are you guys staying out there?
Not long, because what's open? What is there to do?
Yeah.
I mean, California is pretty in line with Illinois. Excuse my crazy COVID hair. It's pretty in line with Illinois, where not a lot of stuff is open, so we're pretty much just flying in and coming back home. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean that's kind of a bummer, because like there's a lot of cool stuff out there to like hang out and do if they could be hanging out for a couple of days, but I don't even know if they're like beaches and stuff are open really. Like I know people are kind of trying to get out there, but just like here, I think old Lightfoot put the kibosh on the beaches.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely know the Rainbow is open, and that is absolutely where we're going once our show is over. So we're gonna go suck up some 80s hair metal history in that place. So we're excited. We're really excited.
To get ready, are you guys rehearsing to get ready? Are you guys what have you been doing?
Yes.
I mean, you can't social distance and get ready for this show. That's got to be difficult.
Yeah. No, we have been rehearsing. We've had 3 rehearsals, and they have all gone great. The band is ready. We're ready. But yeah, I mean, we're in a room together. I don't know how the social distancing works with that, but I have this, so we bring this out, take some temperature.
Oh, that's good.
And hope for the best. But I think we've all been staying safe and washing our hands and doing what we're supposed to do. You know, we'll see.
Trying to be as clean as you can be.
Yes, and I do want to note, we are going to do a 2-week quarantine when we get back from LA before our first public show back out, which is going to be July 11th at Edith Lucille's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Oh, wow.
So,
when is your next Chicagoland show? I know a lot of viewers and fans and stuff here are Chicagoland folks. Nothing on the books yet? Or nothing you can really say out loud?
No, I mean, it was all on the books, but it's all off the books. So, I don't know. I mean, definitely all, as far as I understand, all or most of the Illinois festivals have canceled.
Yeah. They're done.
Yeah, as far as what the venues are going to do come fall, I think it's too soon for, anyone to ask or for any answers to be given on that yet. So we'll wait, back to the lifestyle of being a hairbanger, luckily for us, we work across many states. So we still have outdoor festivals that are happening in Iowa, in Indiana, and I think we're going to have one or two in Wisconsin. I'm waiting to hear, but guys, I'm doing my best to keep our website up to date. Doing my best.
I said this on the live stream with Richie. I was telling even his fans, I was like, don't take anything said on this show as the gospel. It's all with a grain of salt, because we just don't know. I mean, what they decide to do this week is different than what they might decide to do next week. And everyone, I've been involved in actually helping to try to produce some small festivals for smaller places, and we can't project anything right now. And it's just this like making everyone sit on their hands kind of and waiting to see what will or won't be allowed. And it's a hard way to run your music business or any kind of business, let alone hospitality businesses.
Yeah, it's I mean, we don't need to talk about it or tell anybody, but yeah, it's really rough. And the roughest part is the unknown. I don't know.
Well, what's interesting about, bands like Hairbanger's Ball is you have a sort of an equal and opposite problem with how popular your band is, because they're afraid that it will draw too many people. I mean, literally, like I was talking the same thing with Seventh Heaven and Ara. It's like some of their shows, they have to limit how many people they can let in. Ara played at CD&E, and Seventh Heaven got canceled at Nico's because they're afraid too many people will just show up. And that's like a good problem to have, except now. Now it's like, well, a lot of places are trying to find bands that just have some music as background, or that can be distanced, but it's like a Hairbanger's Ball show. People are going to come out of the woodwork and, jam it in nuts to butt, somewhere to get up there. And people want to, go out and have some fun right now. And I think that's like hard, because the venues are like, well, the thing that you've built your whole career and making a band that draws people and gets people to come out and party and have fun and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of like backfiring in a weird way right now,
Yeah. I mean, definitely. And, as the owner of the band, I also have a huge responsibility to make sure I keep the band safe. And, I'm not just, asking us all to go do something that could potentially be, dangerous for us or for others. So it's a different time. It's such a complicated situation. And really, I mean, let's hope this all goes away as quickly as possible.
It's going away. I mean, I'm one of those people. I look at like the stats of it every single day. Okay. I probably shouldn't. It's probably stressing me out, but it's like people are funny. It's like they read headlines and then they get their stuff from that. It's like more cases. I'm like, well, they've really ramped up testing. I mean, like we're just testing, and even when they get antibodies, they're like, that's a new case. Well, but people are looking at the cases like really high, but they're not looking at like hospitalizations and deaths have like gone down or tapered. So, I mean, more people have gotten it, which is probably good. That's how you reach like herd immunity, right? Like more people have to get it. And then, everyone, especially young people are really just like shrugging it off. So, I mean, I think as long as I think we do things safely and, protect people who are vulnerable and elderly, we're going to see things open up. I mean, I think that it should. I mean, people, especially in our business, we have to get back to business or else there won't be a business to get back to. I mean, I keep passing restaurants as I drive around. Sometimes it's just close, not coming back. I had the Broken Oar, one of the owners of Broken Oar on here, and I'm having other venues come on here to just talk about, I think it's important for the venues to sort of talk to the musical community and stuff about what they want and, but importantly, what's going on. But I feel like they really want things to get back to normal, badly, because we didn't realize it really until now how sort of like married we are to each other, music and bars and venues, places who support live music.
I mean, absolutely. A big fear of mine, is are all of our venues going to survive this? And thank goodness so far I see they're all going to survive it, which I'm so happy about. But that's a concern too. Rolling into fall, winter next year, it's like, oh my gosh, like what if we have to find 5 new venues to play? Like that's holy shit, like the work's already done on these places.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, people don't realize too, the bands in Chicagoland are really like, we're really dependent on live shows for the most part. We're not really recording music. We're not really like doing, all of the cover bands here. It's not, they're geared towards being entertainment, more than they're geared towards like writing songs and stuff like that. I mean, it's something that Hairbangers has ever looked into, is like writing maybe new songs that sound like 80s hair songs to put in the set. Has that ever been an idea? Or I love uncovering shit on this show. That's the best.
Yes.
Well, I want the exclusive drop on this show when it's hitting the street.
Okay, a deal. Do we have a deal on that? Okay, deal. Because
swear to God.
I mean, honestly, again, when COVID broke, that was an idea. Hey, maybe we should write some Hairbangers Ball originals, and you should have Brian Durbin, Mick Yeager, lead singer of Hairbangers Ball, on your show at some point. Anyway, he's fabulous. Wow. And he's the guy writing the songs.
Wasn't he in a band? Wasn't he the lead singer?
Yes, he's the lead singer. Love Blast.
Yes. I've seen them.
Yeah, they're great. He's great. They're great. Yeah. So anyway, it is being worked on. It was definitely a quarantine goal of his. I wish like he was here to say, you can say the name of the big hit or not, but I'm not going to say it because he's not here. But like I said, that was the quarantine goal, and then the Whiskey A Go Go called, and we all had to dust ourselves off because we haven't seen each other or played a show together since March 15th was the last time we were out. So that the whiskey opportunity. Yeah, took over.
Again, that's the heart of what you're doing is those shows, and especially to get back to, that's a good promo, I think, that's one of the things I talk about with a lot of bands too, is during this time, keeping yourself relevant was a struggle for a lot of people who were especially dependent on the gig economy. And when you're not doing that anymore, how do you stay relevant so that when things do come back, that now you're in a place where, you're sort of at top of mind for people, you know what I mean? And I think that's awesome. And something like doing the Whiskey A Go Go is going to be a whole thing. And, who knows, maybe more LA gigs in the future.
going through the process of getting us to the whiskey, trust me, I did ask. I said, if this live stream goes really well, can we maybe come back during normal times and play to people? And they said yes. So we'll see.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we'll see. But that would be awesome. If
well, I always need a good reason to go out to LA. So if you guys are going out there for actual shows, it might be a good time for me to like hit the road too.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, no, it'd be fun. So you know, moving forward, you know, you obviously you have some cool things on the horizon, you know, and some stuff that we'll save for exclusive later. But you know, and you know, what the shows look like is obviously a question mark for everybody here. What do you think is going to be, you know, I hate the term new normal. So, but you know, when you think about shows coming back, do you think, you know, people like really pack it in and try to, or do you think people have a hesitancy to come out at first?
Oh man, I mean, if I had the answers to those questions, it'd be great. I don't know.
Just your thoughts.
I mean, I definitely think there's a good percent of people that are like, fuck it, I'm ready to go out. And then also, you know, a good amount of people that are not going to come out and you know, need to or want to play it safe. I mean, both are great. I mean, there's no wrong answer here. You know, I mean, for cover bands like Hairbangers and myself, it's you know, it just really comes down to what are the rooms going to be capped at, and are the venues going to be promising any money to be coming out?
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to kind of weigh it out. Like, is it worth us going out to do it to potentially make very little money? Or is it worth us going out to do? So I think everybody's, you know, got a choice to make right now.
Some people have talked about that though, like, you know, coming back, it might be a sliding scale that has to sort of slide back up into what bands were used to making and getting, you know, and that might be like the slow, you know, you might have to really like, you know, work out other deals, and that's going to create a little bit of a, you know, a juxtaposition, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, I can say for Hairbangers Ball, I mean, we're going to fight through this, and we are going to work with everybody, and we are going to do whatever it takes to be there when stuff gets back to normal. Like, Hairbangers Ball is not going anywhere. Guys, we're here forever. Like, we're not going anywhere. And you know, we're prepared to do, like I said, really whatever it takes to work together and make sure our venues stay open. You know, I hope a lot of the other cover bands are able to also survive this. You know, and let's just ride it out until we get back to how stuff's been.
I mean, I think I've been actually going up to Wisconsin, you know, past couple of weekends too. And it's like,
okay.
You know what? And people up there don't give a fuck. That's where you need to go play first. I mean, if Illinois is not going to open up, it's like Wisconsin people are just like, they have not cared for weeks now. You know, like even the first weekend they opened up, they had that like Supreme Court thing, open up the bars. I went there that weekend and people were inside the bars, outside the bars. I mean, like, nobody cares anymore. You know, I was just at the Kenosha Beach this past weekend, and I mean, restaurants are practicing like wearing masks when they're serving. The people working there, I shouldn't say it like that, but I should say like the populace, like the people in general. Now, you know, it's like they're hanging out, like, you know, they're using the public bathrooms, they're whatever. It's like there's not, you wouldn't think. It's two different worlds from Illinois to Wisconsin. It's like you've just crossed into another planet.
So I'm hoping. So far, I think we have a couple Wisconsin shows on the books this summer that are going to happen. But I mean, Iowa is the same. Iowa's like, what? Ace of Base is the number one song here. What's the problem? Like, I don't know what's going on in Iowa. I love Iowa. We'll see you soon, Iowa.
Yeah, I had some Iowa shows in the books too. None of, actually right in the beginning, I had some beginning of summer that canceled because they couldn't have 100% capacity, but they kept the rest of them for the rest of from July on the books.
Yeah.
So that's good. Did you have stuff on the books for the summer in Iowa or Wisconsin? Did you say that already?
Well, we play a venue in Wisconsin called Kelly's Bleachers, and I think we were scheduled to play there in May, and of course it did get canceled. But we only play inside, fall, spring. But I do think I can't pull up my schedule right now. I don't know, but I do think we have some sort of outdoor. Actually, we've got a Harley festival in Milwaukee, which is hopefully still going to be happening.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Something else outdoor in Wisconsin, but Iowa, like I said, Iowa and Indiana are still on. So, we're going to go to LA, do the Whiskey A Go Go, and we're going to come back, and we've got 4 shows in July. So. Yeah.
Have you guys ever, speaking of, Harley crowd seems like a good fit, has anything like, you played at Poopies and stuff and have you ever thought about Sturgis, like bike week out there, like something crazy?
Yeah, that would be awesome. If somebody from Sturgis wants to call me, I'll Hairbanger.
Get a hold of me at the Band Buzz. I'll broker the deal.
There you go. Actually, even better yet, call Justin. He'll broker the deal. We do Bike Fest. We do this. One in Cave in Rock, Illinois, which is basically in Carbondale, Southern Illinois area, and it is called Hog Rock, and it is the craziest biker festival I've ever heard of and I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Clothing optional,
pretty lewd and lascivious.
It is a complete and total party. So, last year, so they have us every other year. So this was our year off from doing it because it wouldn't have happened, or maybe it did happen. There's probably no rules at Hog Rock. I don't know. But definitely one of my highlights of the summer is getting to play it at Hog Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be fun. We've gotten to play a couple biker places and stuff over my career, and the people are always so great. People always act like it's gonna be rough or whatever, but people are just trying to bust loose and have a good time. Yes. And they're the nicest people. We've always gotten, some people look kind of rough. Last year, was it last year or maybe the summer before? We opened up for Waylon Jennings' son, Wade Jennings.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and that place is just out at Poopies. That place was madness.
Yeah, that place is so fun. Yeah.
So Wade Jennings was like late showing up because the night before or something he played at some small town and he like chipped a tooth or something, and his mouth was on fire, and so he had to go to a dentist, and he came and he was all drugged up, and his cheek was puffed out to here. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, how is he gonna do this? I was like, he ain't giving up that guaranteed $12,000 or whatever they were getting. Yeah,
he's gonna do it exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he had the guitar player or whatever was older guy and stuff, and he ended up singing half the songs because he was just Wade Jennings couldn't hack it for the whole time. But yeah, good times. So that's has Hairbangers in Chicagoland. There's a unique opportunity for cover bands to open up for major artists. What are some of the have you done that?
No, we haven't.
Someone needs to fix this.
Right. I guess I would say the opportunities may have presented themselves, but if the opportunity is on a Friday or a Saturday, we're already booked. We're booked.
Yeah.
We're booked. We book 6 to 8 months out.
Sure.
So if the opportunity presented itself on a Tuesday, I mean, we would definitely do it. But yeah, no, we've.
That's crazy because all the festivals around here, they booked all these national acts and stuff, and obviously Hairbangers would be a good choice to open up for a lot of, because they bring a lot of the '80s nationals back that are still doing it, and whatever. And I think that like that would sort of be a cool fit. And the other thing is like I would imagine though in some of those cases, I mean, again, how the business works is they're going to ask you to do that and ask you to do it for not really a lot of money, when you're headlining other festivals like in, downtown Chicago for your full check.
Right. And I mean, we would definitely do it for like opportunity cost if
sure.
it was there. I mean, obviously, like if Ribfest called and was like, hey, do you want to play before Sammy Hagar? We'd be like, fuck yeah, we do, pay us nothing. We're going to get in front of probably, hundreds, if not thousands of people that are going to learn about Hairbangers Ball for the first time. We'll be able to turn them into fans. But no, I unless if someone chime in here, I don't think, I mean, Harper, we've never opened for Metallica, right?
Well, we have some friends of this show who are watching, who are in some of these committees and stuff, so maybe they'll get a hold of us too, and we'll get it hooked up. But so hey, everything's in good turn. What in that vein though, like it's interesting, that brings up another thing that you just said though, and I think that other bands who are listening, or people who are starting a band, there's a lot of old heads in the industry who would be like, yeah, I can't pay my bills with exposure and stuff. And you brought up something like taking an opportunity like that may not necessarily pay or be a giant payday for you, puts you in front of 100,000 people or 50,000 people or 20,000 people that may learn about Hairbangers Ball. And to you, that's worth it. Like that, there is an exposure cost. And when I talk to some other bands and folks who are getting started about marketing and stuff, I say you should assign, when someone asks you to play for exposure, you shouldn't say no. You should have a lot of questions about what kind of event they're doing, what kind of people will be there, and is it geared towards an audience that you want to try to gain fans and gain momentum with, and is how much are they spending in advertising this event if you're going to do it for a low amount or no amount? You know what I mean? So you can assign like an actual value, an exposure value that would equal what you might get paid. And I think that's a formula that a lot of bands should work out. So the moment someone says, well, there's a lot of exposure involved, I tell a lot of people, like, don't write that off. Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You should just have a lot of questions about what the exposure opportunity really is.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of questions to be answered. The first one, is it worth our time? And if it is worth our time, it's worth our time. And I will take opportunities like that for the band.
Yeah, I mean, that's smart. And again, I think that says a lot, because if you're out there and you've probably heard of Hairbangers Ball, I mean, how many followers do you guys have across social media? It's like hundreds of thousands at this point or something?
Not quite that much, but quite a few.
70,000? I mean, I'm sure, I think it's high. Like the last time I looked, it was like a really high number. So, I mean, if you're out there, obviously here's a band that, is making, really good money to headline festivals and do those things, but yet they would still take an opportunity cost, if, an opportunity of exposure, if it really meant that it was going to increase the brand.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It wasn't too long ago, I emailed the Arcada Theater.
Oh, yeah. Ron
Onesti. And I said, Ron, I see Warrant's playing there. Rat was playing there, and it was all during the week. And I said, Hairbangers will come out and do the opening slot, probably help sell tickets to the show. And then again, be like a good, cool thing for us and our fans. He never wrote me back. Hi, Ron.
Well, Ron, if you're watching, he has tuned in.
But what I'm saying is, even I will look for opportunities like that to present to other people, whether they take them or not. You know, that's up to them. But
I think that's an important note for even talent buyers. If you're putting together a show and you have a national act coming in and you think, oh, well, you know, Hairbangers won't do it, or they'll want like $1 zillion to come out here and be a part of the show. It's like, you know, it never hurts to ask. It never hurts to write out to people who fit that bill from this area. And again, you can help gain on their popularity. If you're a venue and you have a big country artist coming to your thing, get one of your local, you know, bands that has a big following to come out and do that. If you're an 80s, if you're doing a rock show, if you're doing a pop show, like get a local band that's got some following, and you'd be surprised at what they would probably be willing to do, especially if it's on the name of like with a big ticket, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, definitely
I love the Arcada. So I like Ron. I like the shows that he puts on out there, but I think that would certainly help bubble up, you know, some of the local support for those shows as well.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Too many serious topics. We need to drink again.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hang on. Let me get my shot.
One more. We're like an hour and 15 in. One more.
Okay, good. One more. Justin, I got to tell you, I'm only doing like a half Z right now because
Yeah, I have two. I'm cheating. This is only half. Well, I got a tall shot, but it's like half. It's one shot because it's really a double shot glass, but.
Okay, maybe that's what's going on with mine. Okay, cheers.
Yeah,
cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
All right, yeah, something fun to wrap this up with. What do you want to ask?
You know, I think I like to hear, like, if you got a good road story, you know, like I like to hear like a good, something crazy or something somebody did or something, a fan, like something, just, you got a crazy one?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm probably the last person to ask about this because remember, I am been in a band with guys like my whole life, and usually I'm like, I don't see this, I don't know that. Like, my crazy road story would be like, oh my God, the truck got a flat tire and we had to be towed there. Like, I don't have a crazy road story for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on. So, I mean, with all the drinking and shenanigans, I can't imagine that, like, there's no, you know.
Yeah.
Jen, you're letting me down.
I mean, I'd have to go back. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
No stories of like how many out of 100 shows last year? Is that not one? Not one that got out of hand? Not one crazy fan? Not one TV thrown out of a hotel room?
No, but actually, I'm glad you brought that up because
see, jogging the memory.
My name is on a nationwide banned from Super 8 hotels list. Here's what sucks about this. I was never there for why I can't get a room under my name at a Super 8 anywhere. So I would have to have some of the guys chime in. All I know is I would rent the hotels. I wasn't traveling with them at the time, and now I'm on a nationwide ban list, which I'm very proud of, but I'm very sad to say I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, yeah, you don't have a good story of like why you're banned.
Yeah, I mean, there were times, like I said, when we had the RV or the camper, you know, we'd be doing a show in, I don't know, Alabama somewhere, and some girl would be waking me up like the next day, and I'm like, who are you? And she's like, I am 12 hours away from my home. And I'd be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that, but here, let's go. I'm
not taking you home.
Let's go find the Greyhound bus number in the yellow pages. You know, I'm telling you, this is like 2002, but you know, I think the guys would definitely be able to answer this question better than me. I'm sorry.
So this is a good one from April. What's the craziest thing a fan has ever done? Like during a show or right after a show? What's the crazy? you had to have crazy fans. I've seen some people at these shows. Like,
I mean, I love the Hairbangers fans, and I mean, the crazier, the better. That's
they've
got
got to be some good ones.
Like, I mean, the craziest thing a fan has ever done. Guys, these are really hard questions. I mean, I don't
really
I don't mean to quote Bon Jovi right now, but I've seen a million faces and places, and I've rocked them all. Like I don't know. I love our fans. I don't want to call any of them crazy. I mean, of course, it's cool when, you know.
What about this one? Brian says the monsoon of bras and boxers thrown on the stage at the Bird.
Yeah,
What's that?
Fun. Somebody started it, and we just got a flood of bras and boxers thrown on the stage.
Well, that's a good story.
It is a good story. And what's actually super cool about that story is, I want to say it happened within like the last year, which made it even cooler. You know, like 2003, getting a ton of bras on stage. That was the norm. It was like, okay, you know, that was the norm. But happening within the last year.
In 2019, people are square.
Yes. And boxers. That was pretty cool. So, you know, people had to be like taking their pants off, I guess, to throw their underwear. Super fun.
So how did you come up with the name? How did you come up with the name Polly Pantz? Where did that come from?
Oh my gosh. That came from South Park. The cartoon.
Really?
South Park, yes. So
what episode?
Early. You think I like 2001? I made this name, maybe 2000.
Wow.
So the character Eric Cartman has a doll that he calls Mrs. Polly Prissy Pants, and that's his doll. And I don't know. I just saw it, and I'm like, yeah, my name's gonna be Polly Pants.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's yeah. I wish I had a better story for that. That's where it came from.
So when you're hanging out, everyone in bands, you know, has their like band buddy, like your hangout buddy, and I feel like yours is probably Claire, right? Like,
absolutely, yes, of course, yeah.
So when the show is over, you and Claire get into what, like, shenanigans? Like, what are you just? What's going on with you?
I mean, honestly, no disrespect to the guys, but I do think like Claire and I have a lot more fun than anybody else does. We just have fun. I mean, it's you know, she doesn't do all the shows with us. I wish she could, but I mean, my life is I'm so much happier when she gets to be on the show, just because I have, you know, a girlfriend to hang out with. But I mean, we don't get into like any serious trouble, but I mean, we do like our Jägermeister, and I'm sure we probably get pretty annoying at some point during the night to the rest of the guys. But I would like to think they love us, right, guys?
Are there other pairs in the band that like seem to go off together? Like, you know, the drummer, bass player, like are there little cliques inside of the band? I mean, I'm sure you're all cool with each other, you're a family, but does it seem like certain pairs or groups hang out?
I mean, we all hang out. Like, we all travel together. Like, we are all in a van, a 12-passenger van together. Like, we're doing everything together. We're going to the hotel together. Like, who's rooming with who? Like, is that what you're asking? But I mean,
no, well, you know, for instance, like in my band, like the bass player Dan, he's cool with everybody. I mean, he hangs out, but he's kind of a lone wolf sometimes. We travel to like Pittsburgh, wake up early in the morning, just wander around the city by himself. Like, you know what I mean? So, and then like for a while, you know, Al and I were really close, and you know, there's been little sort of like subgroups within the group of people who like they're the ones who always room together. They seem to have become, you know, like besties are really close. You know, like again, you and Claire have more of a tight knit relationship, given you know you're the two females of the band. But of course, you know, it's like there's a kinship there that kind of grows. and sometimes relationships grow out of it. Sometimes, you know.
What's the safe word? I pass. We're gonna pass on this one.
Well,
no,
and with that, we'll wrap things up.
No, like our guitar player, he's, I mean, fairly new. I mean, he's not, but and our drummer is like brand new. But because of COVID, it's almost like, you know, it's like these two guys are so new to the band. I mean, they're both awesome. I love hanging out with them. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you what. I'll answer this question when we get back from LA. If like any clicky things start to happen, or some band relationship develops, Justin, I will book another time slot with you.
All right, you'll have to check in with us when you come back for sure.
I would love to. I would love to.
No, this is great. Like I'm just, you know, this show has been awesome, and it's a great way for me to just talk to everybody and kind of, you know, let everyone see what's going on behind the curtain. And, you know, someone asked here, you were just talking about it, but so I'm just trying to get some of the comments before we wrap it up. April asked, why isn't Claire always with the band? Does she have other like day job obligations or something? Or?
She does. She has a great job with a restaurant company, and she is a manager. So she's required to work some weekend nights, so she can't be with us all the time. But I love her so much that when she's available, I'm like, hell yeah, girl, get in the van, let's go. You know, I mean, and we wish she could be there at all the shows, but she can't.
I mean, she's been around for a good many years. Like what?
Absolutely.
Like 10 years or something like that?
I think 12 now.
12 years? Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
oh my God.
She started when she was pretty young with you guys.
Yeah. Claire, I believe we met Claire at a CD and Me show, and she had like just turned 21. And our bass player at the time had, of course, was like, I need to meet her. Went and introduced himself, and we needed a promotion, an on-site promotions person, and someone to sell our merchandise at the time. So he talked to her, and she took the position and was coming out, and it was great. I don't know if she never got introduced to me or if I was just being a jerk. I have no idea. But I had someone sub for me during the show one night, and Claire happened to be doing the merchandise at that show. And after that show, she contacted me and said, if you ever need a sub for yourself, I can do it. And I was like, sure you can. Okay. And at that point, I was really ready for a break. So we called her in with the band, and she absolutely played, sang, nailed it, did everything amazing. And I was like, cool. So you're done with the t-shirts, and now you are going to be on stage. And pretty much I'm like, yeah. And then that was maybe my second or third little retirement from the stage. But yeah, she's great. We love her. Everybody loves her. I love her. Love you, Claire.
That's a great story. That's like a good rock star story. You know, like how you just selling merch and whatever, and then getting a chance to, you know, get on stage and stepping up. I mean, that's what this business is all about. You're like taking your shot whenever it comes your way.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel very lucky to have her in my life, man. She makes my life a lot easier on the road when she gets to come out with us.
Well, again, I can say from personal experience of having dealt with you guys from the venue side of things, and you know, you guys are great people, awesome to hang out with, easy to talk to. So if you're ever at a Hairbanger show, go talk to them. They're not, you know, they're fun. They'll hang out with you. They'll have a shot with you, and they will show you what partying really is all about.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good place to wrap it up. I feel like this is a good show, barring all the technical difficulties. But that was just a chance for everyone to drink.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but I really, again, I thank you for coming on, and thanks to a big thanks to Kevin Connor for actually setting this up between us, because like I said, I'd known you and met you years ago, but we're not obviously very close. But and I know you're good friends with Kevin, and he said, hey, did you? And I said, actually, I dropped a message in her inbox already, so I'm just waiting for her to respond. So he was kind enough to give me your number and get all this underway. So big thanks to Kevin Connor from ARA. But ladies and gentlemen, a great personality, a great person in the music scene, the creative Hairbangers Ball, and just fun. Don't miss the Whiskey A Go-Go show this Saturday. What time?
9 p.m. Central. All the information is on our Facebook page, or go to our website, hairbangersball.com. You guys can figure this out. You got it.
Yeah. If you know how to work this crazy thing called the internet, you can find out what's going on. But you have to get a ticket to watch the live stream. It is a ticketed live stream show. And, keep your eye out on the hairbangersball.com schedule for all the shows that may be reappearing once everything starts opening back up. If you get a chance to make it to Iowa or Wisconsin, where I'm sure they'll be partying real soon, you'll find me at one of these shows as well. And make sure you buy me a shot of Jägermeister now that I can do those again. And Jen's going to hold me to that. So thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for getting buzzed, Jen. You are so great. I really appreciate you taking the time out to hang out with me.
Justin,
good luck in LA.
Thank you for having me. And thank you. We'll get back together
soon. Of course. Good luck in LA. We're all rooting for you.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, getting buzzed, having a few drinks, talking to Jen. Hairbangers Ball, again, is so great. Hairbangersball.com. Go get your ticket for the Whiskey A Go-Go. Go see a show. You won't regret it, I promise. If you're an 80s hair metal person, and even if you're not, you might like 80s hair metal by the time that you are done. So once again, this show is brought to you by Old Wise Clothing Company. So go to oldwiseclothing.com and get 15% off your entire order if you use the promo code BANDBUZZ. Again, BANDBUZZ. Make sure you use that code. Get your summer gear. I'm going to get out of here. I got a volleyball game tonight. I'm excited, and it's a good weekend of music for me. I'll be at Scooter's Roadhouse this coming Saturday. You can see me with my band Summer Sun. So we hope to see you out there. Stay buzzing, y'all.
How do I get out of here?